Her point of view was radical, more than just a change of plan. She sold me her proposal, which I did not understand. She said the secret's in the road. I tried to decode the signs and followed her for 7 years, all eyes and ears, our destinies entwined. Our destinies entwined. The new land lay like Eden underneath my hungry feet. Its trees were tall, its people all so noble in defeat. Men were digging, men were building, men were killing time. I took a spade and volunteered, a pioneer, our destinies entwined. Our destinies entwined. I made a stand on principle, but I had not grasped the facts. One folly breeds another. I made all the wrong contacts. I fell in with strange company, for their armor it did shine. I took the only path I knew, they took it too, our destinies entwined. Our destinies entwined. While all men shouted black is white and swore that good is ill, I saw 3 crosses pierce the sky above a distant hill. The sky burned red as I turned my head, and I left that scene behind. I took another God to be my guide, the one inside, our destinies entwined. Our destinies entwined. I lay in bed, and as I stumbled from the veil of sleep, across the theater of my mind, a passing thought did creep. That love is all and all is love, love infinitely kind. I woke and glimpsed through prison bars, a billion stars, our destinies entwined. Our destinies entwined. revived with its expression of her feeling. I swear I had no idea she'd been holding and concealing such a storm of words unsaid that, absurd as it appears, had been blowing in her head for 27 years. I knew I had to face her, so I grabbed my Davy Crockett, threw a scarf around my neck and $20 in my pocket. Found her in the same old place, pamphlet in her fist. When she saw my windblown face, she said, "Wow, look at who it is." Meet me on the Mad Parade when the midnight bells are chiming. We'll dress up as the Harlequin and the clown. Pile all the blunders that we've made in a tower too tall for climbing, and we'll burn the damn thing down. In the gray November light, she was older, still alluring. Her hair gray and longer than it ever had been during the days we loved and slept in her bed of painted wood, in the little place she kept in a crumbling neighborhood. We walked along a while like we were old companions, but I could feel the gulf between us yawning like a canyon. She with her church and code, her extravagant beliefs, me a creature of the road, a child of dust and grief. Meet me on the Mad Parade when the midnight bells are chiming. We'll dress up as the Harlequin and the clown. Pile all the blunders that we've made in a tower too tall for climbing, and we'll burn the damn thing down. She smoked a cigarette and blew smoke rings at the ceiling. Said, "If your problem is long-standing, man, why don't you try kneeling? By your face I see you're still a sinner in the mist, setting up your little will as king in place of his." I said, "I've heard about sin down the long wheels of ages, a cracked book of lies with 1,000 twisted pages." Then I looked her in the eye and asked her clear and plain, if your religion was a lie, then what would remain? She said, "I've got my beating heart and 2 loving hands to heal with. There's nothing in my day that I ain't got the strength to deal with." I said, "Darling, I profess the same applies to me. And as for all the rest, we agreed to disagree." Meet me on the Mad Parade when the midnight bells are chiming. We'll dress up as the Harlequin and the clown. Pile all the blunders that we've made in a tower too tall for climbing, and we'll burn the damn thing down. Yes, we'll burn the damn every human being that was ever born. I'm unique. Things disappear, but I'm still here. I'm still a freak. I'm still ahead, and I'm doing fine. I can hear your voice in my mind. You ain't singing my praises now, honey. You can do it when I'm dead. I'm not bitter, but I'm no quitter. I'm still ahead. I'm still awake, I've known all along. If you ain't crazy, there's something wrong. And there's no such thing as a coincidence or a mistake. And all this confusion is all just illusion. I'm still awake. Hey! Still a freak, I ain't being gagged. I'm still flying the flag. The game's moving so fast, who knows where it's gonna be this time next week. Empires rise and fall, but through it all, I'm still a freak, still a freak, still a freak. I can see Elvis, skinny like he was back in '57. Razor quiffed and leather squeezed, sideburns flickering in the breeze that blows across the veils of heaven. I can see Elvis, frowned like a king, astride a golden Harley, smoking a reefer he just rolled, full of Acapulco gold, with Hendrix D Parson Marvin Gaye, how to dance the mashed potato. I can see Elvis, high and low and high, and low and high he's haunting, looking for a special prey who only just arrived up here today. Break out the bunting, I can see Elvis, he's writing something down in a little leather journal. Here are all the words he wrote. I am gonna slit the throat of that skinflint, the colonel. I can see Elvis, 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 Elvis, tried to sleep upon my back so I could hold her all night long, as in my arms she slept, alas, but no, I couldn't. And when daybreak came and found her at the far side of the bed, I tried to wake her, tried to stir her, but she wouldn't. In her fug she lay like someone dead, and even when I'd tug her head and press and nip and agitate and shake her, or call her name or whisper it against her ear, my breath warm, there were no words in this universe would wake her. The girl who slept for Scotland, the girl who slept for Scotland, slept for Scotland. It took me time to comprehend this state of play extended unto all her working, waking, shaking hours. For when she finally woke deep in the day, still she did sleepwalk like a hollow ghost afloat in haunted towers. And though she heard, she didn't see, and though she saw, she didn't hear, attending only to what seemed precise and kind. For she was settled in her dream, a shopping list of small illusions, pretty stories that she told her drowsy mind. The girl who slept for Scotland, she moaned like a woman and gave sweet head when we sang in tongues together and our synchronized guitars played music to the rafters and made love among the stars, and our bodies beat like light in love's beautiful embrace as her tiny kisses burst like popping suns around my face. But then drift, decline, collapse, the lights went out. She fell asleep again before my kiss-wet face was even dry. I need another haircut, she'd say, talking in her sleep. The sleep motes gathered in the dust bowls of her eye. She teetered down the road of peace. She and her man from cozy beds at Lent to junk shop with her sleeping clothes in sacks. And when I'd gone, she teetered down the road again, yawning as she went, and brought the bloody damn things back. The girl who slept for Scotland. 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 Before he crops your hair, you married the wrong guy, Rosalind. When are you gonna see you married the wrong guy, Rosalind? Pick up your skirts and flee. His hands are full of drifting sand. Soon he'll be making his demands and have you saying preposterous things. Get out before he snaps your wings. You married the wrong guy, Rosalind. When are you gonna see you married the wrong guy, Rosalind? Pick up your skirts and flee. His courtliness is just an act. A sea of hubris lies behind his act. When you least expect it, he'll attack. Get out with your self-worth intact. You married the wrong guy, Rosalind. When are you gonna see you married the wrong guy, Rosalind? Pick up your skirts and flee. Down the misty avenue, through the city fog, I saw you promenading like the princess and the implies his conscience long since compromised with all the grief that implies. Get out before your reason dies. You married the wrong guy, Rosalind. When are you gonna see? You married the wrong guy, Rosalind. Pick up your skirts and flee. You married the wrong guy, Rosalind. When are you gonna say you married the wrong guy, Rosalind? You should have married me. You married the wrong guy. You married the wrong guy. You married the wrong guy, wrong guy, wrong guy, wrong guy, wrong guy, wrong guy, wrong guy. You married the wrong guy. Oh yeah. I saw a picture of you today, taken years before I found you. You wore a tangerine beret. The lights of angels played around you. Hair tumbling along like waves and breaking on your brow. You were beautiful then, sweet angel. You're way more beautiful now. Your kiss was like the morning dew. Your lips were soft and wet. A faithful breeze was blowing through the desert when we met. Danger closed around us. We made it through somehow. You were beautiful then, sweet angel. You're way more beautiful now. Look down the carousel of years, and darling, there you are. A dancer crying salty tears, a vagabond, a star. The slayer of mediocrity, of every sacred cow. You were beautiful then, sweet angel. You're way more beautiful now. By water's edge, a spirit dances just beyond my reach. From beach to promenade and back from promenade to beach. A ghost of golden hair, a ghost of silver jeans, the slender fleeting phantom of US 17. From deep of sleep I wake at dawn, but as I wake I find A distant wave still breaking on the west coast of my mind. Time casts its grand illusion, such glimpses we're allowed. You were beautiful then, sweet angel. You're way more beautiful now. Wrap my love around you. I'm gonna 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 wrap my love around you. There used to be a cafe a few blocks away, open 7 days, called The Brilliant Mistake. Where a crow-haired girl with scarlet lips and slender hips served up coffee and cake. On a crackling stereo, the ghosts of Sun Ra, Charlie Parker, Miles, and Coltrane Blue. I'd kick back in my chair, that sweet honeyed jazz in the air, and the sun shining through. It was the nearest thing to hip. It was the nearest thing to hip in this shithole. And it's gone. It was the nearest thing to hip. It was the nearest thing to hip in this shithole. And it's gone. Well, everywhere that I go, I see streets that are low on distinction and high on the banal and the bland. How did we get to this? We plumbed the abyss by the twisted grace of the law of supply and demand. Well, there's no use crying and no use sighing over stone, wood, wire, glass, and cement. But there's a little record store with a wooden floor that ain't there no more, that I used to frequent. It was the nearest thing to hip. It was the nearest thing to hip in this shithole. And it's gone. It was the nearest thing to hip. It was the nearest thing to hip in this shithole. And it's gone. Now I need to get out of this hullabaloo. And I remember an old-fashioned bar that I once knew, with an old-fashioned barman wearing old-fashioned clothes. But when I get there, it's been bulldozed. So I follow my nose down comatose lane through the stripped-back, ripped-up wastes of woe-begone square, till I find myself on Deadbeat Street, my feet beginning to ache, despair in the air. The only nothing bright in this blighted town of the billboard adverts everywhere displayed like mocking shades. And the musty, dusty second-hand bookshop is now a scum-encrusted amusement arcade. It was the nearest thing to hip. It was the nearest thing to hip in this shithole. And it's gone. It was the nearest thing to hip. It was the nearest thing to hip in this shithole. And it's gone. And it's gone.
You told her this is all in code.
tragedy of exile and the merits of divorcing. She said all certainty is gone, but he leapt up still denying. Cried, I won't believe the flame I lit is dead or even dying. She left him drooling in the dust, and with rucksack packed begun her bitter journey to the border, which is where I would have won her. She was Aphrodite, Helen, Thetis, Eve among the Saturns. She was Venus in a V-neck sweater. She was all that ever mattered. Keep the river on your right and the highway at your shoulder and the front light in your sights. Pioneer, keep your eye on the road. Remember what you told her. This is all in code, my dear. Like Dean Moriarty's ghost, I came in quest of secret knowledge in the winter of my journey to a crumbling Druid college. There I read the books of lore and contemplated in seclusion, but I took my leave embittered, still in love with my illusions. In the drizzling Irish rain, as the tender dawn was breaking, in a doorway I stood spellbound by the ancient music they were making. I took my breakfast with the gods on a blushing summer morning till the wind blew them all away. I had misread every warning. Hey! Keep the river on your right and the highway at your shoulder and the front light in your sights. Pioneer, keep your eye on the road. Remember what you told her. This is all in code, my dear. Under cold electric light, I watched the scenes mutating like an old-time frontier ballad or a carousel rotating, as if in a moment from a film. With astonishing precision, the camera zooms in close and a figure comes into vision. I'm in Tokyo, it's dawn and it's raining hallelujahs down the bright lit neon canyons along the sidewalks of Shibuya. I'm trying to take a stance and rise above my contradictions, but I'm just a bunch of words in pants. Most of those are fiction. Keep the river on your right and the highway at your shoulder and the front light in your sights. Pioneer, keep your eye on the road. Remember what you told her. This is all in code, my dear. Keep the river on your right and the highway at your shoulder and the front line in your sights. Pioneer, keep your eye on the road. Remember what you told her. this is all in code, my dear.